in order to mine this site for the data we need to look at how we programmatically construct requests in order to pull each page of data that we're going to need. Remember, each time through we're going to be passing a carrier value and an airport value. So the best way, I think, to do this is to use the browser to tell us how it makes requests to the site, because the browser is obviously successfully making those requests and receiving the results. Now to do that, we can take a look at the Network tab. Now, I've just opened this, so at this point there are no network requests captured. In order to get those, what we're going to need to do is submit our request again. Now, it's possible when you do that, if you've had the page open for a while, that you'll actually get an error page instead. If that's the case, just copy this into a new tab and load it as if you're loading it for the first time. Simply trying to reload the page won't work for you. All right, so let's scroll to the top here, and we can see right here that a post request was submitted. If we click on that, that will allow us to actually take a look at the HTTP that was sent across, the request itself, as it's encoded as HTTP, in order to retrieve this page full of data. This is the same page we've been looking at all along. Now, what I'm interested in is exactly what data is submitted for this particular form. So going back to the Network tab, what I want to do is scroll down until I find form data. And right away, I realize that we have more work to do than we might have originally expected. This is a perfect example of why we want to use the browser to figure out how to construct our requests. To this point, we've been operating under the admittedly naive assumption that all we were going to need to submit were the carrier and airport as the form data in order to fetch each page we're interested in. But we can see right here that there are at least 3 more fields that we're going to need to submit, and it's not clear at all to us at this point where this value comes from. So that's more work to do for us. But this is exactly the type of situation that this particular class is about. In some sense, we're essentially bending the web to our will. This is where we're really getting into the meat of data wrangling.